And now, for the unknowledgeable and the unlearned, the Adric Star Channel presents Blake 7 101. Now, perhaps you know about the Daleks, and perhaps you're familiar with the man who is responsible for creating these characters, Terry Nation. But did you know that in the mid-1960s, he proposed to create his own Dalek series, which would be an international series shown in America and in color? Unfortunately, the series never got off the ground. It never went into production, but it would have been called The Destroyers, with the pilot episode being called the same title. And even Jean Marsh from the Daleks' Master Plan would have reprised her character as Sarah Kingdom. But despite the series not going into production, Terry Nation didn't give up on the concept of creating his own TV series. In the mid-1970s, Terry Nation proposed a concept for a television program to the BBC about a global pandemic wiping out most of the human population. A concept that seemed right out of a Dalek story, and yet it involved simply human beings on Earth in a near future time, the few survivors of this pandemic, and thus the program would be called Survivors. It would enjoy its own success, running from 1975 to 1977, but eventually it would be canceled. But a year later, Terry Nation would pitch a third concept, which would prove to be his most successful television series creation, one that he described as the Dirty Dozen in Outer Space -5, or like Robin Hood in space. This third series would revolve around a group of rebellious freedom fighters fighting against a fascist evil federation, made up, of course, with the main character, Rog Blake, Callie, the telepathic alien, Gan, Blake's strongman, Villa, the pickpocketer and expert lockbreaker, Avon, the computer analysis genius, and Jenna, the space pilot. And of course, every adventurous TV series needs a main villain. And in the case of Blake 7, it was a woman named Servalan, the supreme commander of the Federation, played by actress Jacqueline Pierce. Villa Restall, the expert lockpicker, was once quoted as saying that he planned to live forever or die trying. The character of Jenna Stalis was confident to fly any spacecraft, and she often put her complete faith in Blake and his decisions, and yet they would end up mysteriously disappearing together later on in the series. The telepathic alien, known only as Callie, who first appeared in the episode Time Squad, would eventually join Blake and his crew simply because she had nowhere else to go. And after the mysterious disappearance of some of the original crew members of Blake's posse, Others would join the crew, such as Dana Mellanby, the weapons expert.